all that I have to say. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to our very first organization, which is Clean the World.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. My name is Angela. I'm the Programs and Outreach Manager at Clean the World, and I oversee our volunteer program. I also assist with the warehouse and operations, and I also help find sponsorships for our mobile hygiene unit. So that's a little bit about what I do here. I'm going to share with you about what Clean the World does and also about how to volunteer with us. So Clean the World, I don't know if anyone's ever volunteered with us before, but we are a social enterprise that aims to help prevent the millions of deaths caused by hygiene-related illnesses. And we do that by collecting and recycling soap and bottled amenities that have been discarded by the hospitality industry. So we actually partner with over 8,000 hotel partners all over the world. We bring in their discarded soap and their bottled amenities. And then instead of it going out to the landfill, we bring it here, we recycle, we repurpose, and then those products get distributed all over the world to those who don't have access to proper hygiene. So Clean the World has diverted more than 20 million pounds of waste from the landfill since 2009, and we've distributed more than 50 million bars of soap in 127 different countries. And then in Las Vegas alone, we've been in Clark County for the past 10 years. We've been able to serve 2 million people so far. As of right now, our volunteer program is on hold due to COVID-19, but we are hoping to reopen our facility to our volunteers soon. We've been working on that with our headquarters, which is in Orlando. So please, if you're interested in volunteering, you can reach out to me for the latest updates, or you can go to our website where you can find information about volunteering. Location, we are located off of Desert Inn and Valley View Boulevard, right near Chinatown. And in order to volunteer, you have to be at least 8 years old. If you're between the ages of 8 to 15, you do have to be accompanied by an adult for the entire shift. Our volunteer shifts are typically 2 hours long, Monday through Fridays, and they start at either 9 a.m. in the morning or 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And every volunteer shift starts with an orientation and a tour of the facility. So you guys can take a look at the soap machines here. We do make the soap in-house in Las Vegas. So you can take a tour and see how the soap is made into new bars of soap. And then we break off into the volunteer activities. And our volunteer activities, they do change every day, but they include boxing new soap. They also include sorting through all the incoming hotel products and washing bins. And right now, like I said, we're closed because of COVID, but when we reopen, our current plan is that we'll only be taking groups of 4 to 10 people who are part of the same social group, meaning you have to be from the same family or the same school group, church group, work groups, just the same social group. And we will be following COVID-19 precautions such as hand washing, face coverings, social distancing, all that fun stuff. We are also working on offering our virtual volunteer opportunity as well, but that's not currently available. Our headquarters in Orlando are working on it so that it can be an option, but our main focus right now is just how to get our volunteers back into our facility. If you are interested in supporting Clean the World through other ways besides volunteering, we do have an Amazon wish list that has a list of supplies for the mobile hygiene unit. So our first mobile hygiene unit in Orlando just launched, and it's currently in need of donations. The Fresh Start Wash and Wellness program started here in Las Vegas 3 years ago. And it started because Sands, who owns the Venetian and the Palazzo, actually sponsored the program and launched it. And they've paid for the last 3 years for that program to run. So that program, it provides a mobile hygiene unit, and that mobile hygiene unit provides free showers for the homeless. There are 4 individual stalls inside of that truck, and then each stall has a toilet, a sink, and a shower. And people who don't have access to a shower, they can come to the truck, they get a towel and a hygiene kit, and then they shower for free for 20 minutes. That truck in Las Vegas does move to a different location every day, Monday through Friday, so that it can reach as many people as possible. And then if you're also interested in helping out, we do take monetary donations online at our website, cleantheworld.org, or you can purchase merchandise. We have t-shirts and water bottles on our online store that you can find on our website. One shirt purchased provides 1,000 hand washes. So thank you guys for having me today. Do you guys have any questions? Nope. What time can we volunteer? Okay, so the question is, what time can we volunteer from 9 a.m. to what? So the shift would be a 2-hour shift, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We can do longer shifts. It just has to be prearranged. Where do we contact you to volunteer? Yes, so you can reach me. My email is aying, AYING, @cleantheworld.org. Let me grab my business card. I'm gonna hold it up to you guys, so if anyone is interested in copying down the information, you guys can do that. Can you guys see that okay? Are we good? Let me just get my email there. I would recommend emailing versus calling, just because right now we don't have anyone in the office. And so if you call the phones, most likely it's going to take us a couple of days to get back to you. But you always reach me by email. That's aying, AYING, @cleantheworld.org. I can type it in that chat as well if that helps, if it's not clear. Let me see. The water bottles, are they reusable and non-plastic? The ones on the online merch store, yes, they are reusable. I believe they are. There's one stainless steel one and one that is plastic, so there are 2 options on there. The virtual volunteer opportunities, at this time, they're only going to be offering one, but they're hoping to do an in-home build your own hygiene kit. So before, those were being offered to companies so that they could hold events, and you would basically get all the supplies that you need to build a hygiene kit, and you assemble those kits together. And so that is the only virtual volunteer opportunity that's being developed right now, but at this time it's not available quite yet. And yes, Ms. Ginger just posted my email address, so that is correct. You can reach me on there. Anyone else have any questions? No? Alrighty, guys. Thank you for having me. Oh, looks like there's one more question. If there are volunteers who are both above and below 15, how many chaperones are needed? So before, we require 1 adult per 10 youth, but right now, because of COVID, we're maxing out at 10 people total. So you would have to have 1 adult if you have someone younger than 15 in that group. Any other questions? No? Alrighty. Thank you. Yes, I saw that last question. Sorry. Yes, we do. We take in that discarded soap from the hospitality industry, and then it goes out to those that don't have access to soap. Is this organization only in Las Vegas? No, we actually have multiple locations. So our headquarters are in Orlando, and then we have this facility here in Las Vegas. And then outside of the US, we are in Hong Kong, Dominican Republic, Amsterdam, and Canada. And yeah, so we're all over the world. Okay, I think that's all the questions. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, Angela, for sharing with us. Just a reminder, students, there was a PDF document sent out, and it has all of the websites to each organization. So you can always access that if you have any more questions or if you want to reach out to them. So next, I am looking for Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. If you are here, you may begin your presentation.
Awesome. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you for having us. My name is Rachel Nelson. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator at Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about what we do at NPHY, and then I'll go briefly cover our virtual volunteer opportunities for everyone. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. I have just a few slides for everyone. All right. Oh. Sorry, we have some technical difficulties as expected, right?
And Rachel, doing that. Well, take care of that, and then you might want to pin me also so you can see the timer.
Okay, perfect. All right. Can everyone see my screen? Yeah, okay, perfect. So we are Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. We are the most comprehensive service provider for the thousands of homeless youth here in Southern Nevada. And we provide so many different programs from outreach. We're going out onto the streets to find youth that are experiencing homelessness, provide them life-saving resources. We have a signature weekly outreach event. We have Safe Place, which is a crisis intervention program for any youth under the age of 18 that may be experiencing some sort of crisis. So maybe they've gotten kicked out or they've run away from a bad situation at home. Possibly also, you're just walking home alone at night and you're kind of iffy about what area you're in. You're not quite feeling that safe. We can come to pick you up from one of our Safe Place locations, which is a Terrible Herbst gas station, City of Las Vegas fire station, RTC bus, as well as Las Vegas, Clark County, and Henderson libraries. So please take that information for you or anybody you know to just keep that in the back of your mind. If you ever need help, we can help you and get you home safely, or to our drop-in center if you need services, or if anybody you know needs services. We have food, hygiene, clothing, case management by licensed social workers. We also have emergency shelters where young people who are experiencing homelessness, possibly on the streets, can stay with us short term and while we work on their lifelong, long-term program. We also have family reunification program, as well as transitional living. So we have condos where young people actually are living with us full time. And our main goal at NPHY is to not just put a Band-Aid on the issue of youth homelessness. We know that there's over 13,000 youth in the Clark County school districts that are experiencing some form of homelessness. So we can't just put a Band-Aid by only providing food and clothing, hygiene products. That is going to help short term, right? But we need to make sure that we're looking long term and finding these youth their pathways to self-sufficiency. So that's providing life skills classes, therapy. We do art, music, fitness, cooking classes. So we really are an agency that is working individually with every single youth that walks through our doors to find what their pathway to self-sufficiency is and looks like, and helping them get there. So we have a little bit more about Nevada. Las Vegas is ranked 4th in the country with having the highest population of young people experiencing homelessness by themselves. So this is a dire issue here in Southern Nevada. It often goes unnoticed. So there's probably youth that you may know, you may be friends with, that are experiencing homelessness. So please, if you have any questions, let me know. Just briefly, I've got a few more minutes. I'm going to talk about the ways that you can get involved virtually. So we have an in-person volunteer program. However, that is still temporarily paused for the safety of our clients, our volunteers, and our staff. So we came up with a bunch of different opportunities that you can help with virtually. We have our how-to hobby boxes. So maybe you have a hobby that you are interested in. It can be sewing, art. We do paint kits. We have hacky sack classes. We have cooking classes. And you just put all the materials you need to make that, that skill or that meal, right, for cooking classes in a box, and we provide them to our youth. E-notes of encouragement, super simple, easy way to get involved. You can go online to our website, which I will chat that in the chat box for you. And you can write a simple e-note of encouragement. It's a Google form, fill it out. And what we do is we print those out and we hand them to all of the clients that we see at our drop-in center and through all of our other programs. Who doesn't love social media? I know we're all on it, right? Especially now. Help advocate for the thousands of young people experiencing homelessness. We have a full social media kit that you can actually download. You see the graphic on the screen. You can download that graphic amongst other ones, and statistics and information about NPHY, and just copy paste those into your social media platforms to help raise awareness and gain more advocates. We have Coffee and Ketchup, which is for our official volunteers. If you're interested in learning more about how to become an official volunteer, please let me know. Sunshine bags, hygiene kits. We have, again, thousands of young people experiencing homelessness that need non-perishable food, shampoo, conditioner, right? Essential items that help keep them alive, their survival needs. So you can help build some of those kits as well. If you speak another language, that's a big need we have right now to translate some of our essential outreach documents. Spanish, Tagalog, Mandarin, French, Swahili, any language that you may speak other than English. If you want to help translate, we would love that. And lastly, we have some classes you're able to teach: cooking classes, fitness classes. We did a self-care class last night, and these are all virtual. So if you're interested in any of these, you can contact me at volunteer@nphy.org. And I appreciate your time. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah, we have a question in the chat right now, and it says, besides monetary donations, do you accept slightly used clothes and shoes?
Yes, so that is a great question. We do accept gently used clothing and shoes. Basically, as long as it's not something you would throw away, that you would maybe wear, but you're either grew out of it or not really into it anymore, we'd love to accept those for our clients. We have a full hygiene room and clothing closet where they can shower and get any clothing or shoes that they need. Let's see. Perfect. Thank you, Carmen. Thanks. Our drop-in center is where you can donate these items. I got one step ahead of you, Michelle. Our drop-in center is located at 4981 Shirley Street, Las Vegas, Nevada 89119. So this is right on the cross streets of Tropicana and Maryland, right across from UNLV. It's closed to the public right now, but you're able to drop off the items right outside of our drop-in center, and we can provide you a donation receipt if you need as well.
And then another question is if you could please explain the Coffee and Ketchup again.
Yeah, definitely. So Coffee and Ketchup is for volunteers that have attended our volunteer orientation, which takes place virtually, as well as gone through the rest of our onboarding process. And it's basically where we get together monthly. We have Coffee and Ketchup on Friday, actually, virtually with other volunteers. We bring in an NPHY guest speaker to talk more about a program that we have or a different campaign that's going on. And we just really, it's a time to get together, connect. We all need social connection, and I think we're all lacking that right now. So it's a perfect time to just have fun and learn more about the issue of youth homelessness and NPHY. You do not have to be a certain age to participate in Coffee and Ketchup. We do ask for volunteers to be over the age of 12, and if you are wanting to volunteer over the age of 12, but you're under 18, we do need a parent guardian to submit a background check on behalf of you, and then you guys can possibly participate together. If you're 12, you're able to volunteer. We just need that parental support. Perfect. I think my time is up. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email them to volunteer@nphy.org. And I look forward to working with all of you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you so much for your time and sharing with us today.
Of course.
So our next presentation, or share time, I guess, is going to be from Opportunity Village. So Opportunity Village, if you are here, you can take the floor away.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Lasana Gomez, and I am the Volunteer Engagement Specialist here at Opportunity Village. And I am just going to walk you guys through all the different opportunities that we have. For those of you that don't know, Opportunity Village is a nonprofit that serves adults with intellectual disabilities. We have anywhere from job development to rehabilitation to a fine and performing arts program. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just walk you guys through the different opportunities that we have available, okay? So, all right, and then can you guys see my screen? Let's see.
While you're getting that ready, you might want to pin my picture, Sandy Ginger, so you can see the timer.
Okay. Let's see. All right, can you guys see that there? Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and go to volunteer. And then from there, it's going to walk you through the different opportunities that we have available. These are the different ones that we have available. If you guys have any group inquiries, True Blue volunteers, for that, you do have to be 18 and over and a high school graduate. So if you guys are ever interested, once you guys are older to do that, it's a great opportunity. And you can also do it as like an internship and things such as that. But for all our virtual opportunities, you're going to go to upcoming projects and events. And then these are just all the different opportunities that we have. We do have a few in-person opportunities. So here we have, oh, sorry, let me know if you guys are unable to see. So here we have our handcrafted greeting card opportunities. So if you guys are into crafting and you guys are, wanting to make cards for our individuals, a lot of our individuals are at home right now, and they definitely appreciate any thinking of you cards. We try to send those out on a weekly basis. So if you guys want to, definitely have a skill for crafting and you want to do some greeting cards for individuals, we appreciate that. We also have some data projects that you see right here. These are our data projects that we have available. So different departments within Opportunity Village, whether it be marketing with us at the volunteer department, with HR, they have little projects that they need assistance with. So if you guys are data driven and you guys would like to do any data entry virtually, we have that available. We also have handcrafted ornaments that you could make. This year, unfortunately, there is no Magical Forest. We had to cancel it due to the COVID pandemic, but we're definitely looking for ornaments for next year. We are very tight when it comes to budget, so any sort of ornaments that you could help us make or any sort of Christmas themed decorations, we would very much appreciate it. And for that, we do say that you provide your own supplies. Some volunteers have been asking different stores like Hobby Lobby and saying, I'm making these decorations for Opportunity Village. Can you donate the supplies? And we've had a lot of people say that they actually do donate the supplies for you. And then we also have Facebook fundraising. So if you guys want to do a Facebook fundraising for us, you can earn virtual volunteer hours for that. If you guys want to work directly with marketing and do any event PR and social media promotions, you guys are welcome to assist with that as well virtually. We have our Santa run coming up. It's gone completely virtual, so we'll need help PRing that. And then if you want to host your own fundraising in support of OV, you can do that as well. If you want to do a supply drive for Opportunity Village, we have Fine and Performing Arts program. We would love to get, things like crayons or art supplies donated to us. And also sewing circles as well. We always are in need of PPE material, and we use, people have sewn us like PPE gowns, PPE masks. So if you guys are into sewing and you guys are wanting to assist us virtually that way, and then all this stuff, you can go ahead and just mail it in. Or we also have social distancing drop-off where we can meet you outside 6 feet apart, and you can go ahead and drop off and we'll go pick up your box. And then we also have surveys and research that you guys can get involved with. as well as sharing your story. If you've ever volunteered at Opportunity Village, if you want to share an article like on LinkedIn, this is a great opportunity. If you want to network with, different departments within Opportunity Village and get connected on LinkedIn, we have you guys share stories on LinkedIn. And then we also have our tutoring. So we have amazing staff, and a lot of them have families at home, social learning. So, distance learning. So we have a new program that we just came out with that has volunteer tutors for our staff. So if you are into tutoring and you would like to definitely extend that services to our wonderful Opportunity Village staff, that's also a great opportunity that you could do virtually. Or also you could do a video. So you could make how-to videos. Again, we have a lot of our individuals who are at home right now. And if you want to do like how-to cooking videos, or we even had someone do how to wrap a Christmas present, like a really nice, fancy Christmas present. So, our individuals are at home, and any sort of engagement that we can provide them as a community, they very much appreciate that. And then those are our virtual opportunities that we have available. Do you guys, let me stop sharing here. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about, I know that was kind of a fast presentation there. We have a lot. We just want you guys to know the website is free for you guys to view. We have a lot, and we could definitely use any support that you guys are able to give us. And let me go through the questions here as we finish. So our email is volunteers with an S at opportunityvillage.org, and I'll go ahead and write that at the chat. And then can we donate masks that are made at home? Yep, so you can donate masks that were made at home. Or you could donate the materials as well. If you have fabric and you want to donate it, we definitely have volunteers who could use that fabric that have a skill set for sewing. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the email as well as it looks like the website was already provided. And then let's see if I can and then you could drop off the greeting cards at any of our campuses, or you could mail them in as well. If you actually go into each specific activity, we list out additional instructions for what you do for each virtual activity. And then let's see, what's PPE? So that's personal protective equipment. So that's things like a mask or a gown. So we have a lot of our nurses who work with our individuals. And so we definitely are always in need of PPE equipment. And then let's see. Let me answer some of these questions here. So you don't need to be a certain age for any of our virtual volunteer opportunities. It's open to all ages. For any of our in-person opportunities, we don't really have much in-person. We do have a shift available at our retail store, available on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That one, you do have to be 14 and over, but it is only 10 people allowed at a time, and those spaces do fill up fast. So again, you would just go on our website and look through the different activities, and you can sign up for that as well. But for our virtual activities, you can be any age. You can make it a group, you can make it a family thing, and we definitely, would love your support during this time. So when you're making cards, you're gonna make them, you're not going to address them to one person. Usually, we don't prefer no preferred pronouns, just do I'm thinking of you during this time. Some people like to do poetry, so just like a poem in there, individuals appreciate, and things such as that. And then there's not any necessary waivers available for any virtual events. You would just sign up and then just follow the instructions from there. So Opportunity Village is just in Las Vegas. So we are a Vegas proud nonprofit. It looks like my time is up, but if you guys have any additional questions, feel free to email that email right over there. And we hope to see you guys virtual volunteer with us.
Thank you very much. So the next group that we're going to hear from is Next Gen America. So if you are here and ready to go, you can take the spotlight.
Hello, give me 1 second so I can pull up the presentation and share my screen.
And while you're doing that, you'll want to pin me so you'll be able to see the timer.
Okay. And then let me know if you guys can all see this. Yes? Okay, we're gonna get started. Welcome. We're with Next Gen Nevada, and my name is Laura Becerra. I'm one of the field organizers for Next Gen Nevada.
Hi everyone, my name is Angie. I'm a fellow at the UNLV campus and I am with Next Gen Nevada. Yes, so Next Gen's mission is just to engage and mobilize young people to go out and vote in critical elections. So yes, we are a diverse coalition of young people dedicated to increasing youth voter turnout in elections like the one this November. Because young people are actually the largest voting bloc in the country, but we hardly ever turn out to vote, which is unfortunate because these elections are going to be determining our future. So yeah.
Okay, and then we do believe in the theory of change. So if we organize young people to take action and vote on issues they care about, like climate, prosperity, and equality, we can elect leaders who stand out for progressive values. And then who are you?
So we are the next generation. You guys are really strong. Everything like Greta Thunberg, it doesn't matter if you're old enough to vote. What we've seen about this generation is that everyone has been very vocal about politics and just getting people that are young involved in politics at a very young age, which is really important. And yeah, we really have the power to make big changes that we want to see in the future. And yeah, we are a very powerful generation. All right, so registering to vote, clearly very important. If you are going to be 18 before November 3rd, I know many high school students are on this call. It is really important that you get registered. And Laura just dropped that link in the chat. You guys can click on that, get registered so that your voice is able to get heard in this November election. Yeah, unfortunately, that is only if you turn 18 before the November election, but don't worry, Laura, we will cover later in the call how you can get involved if you're younger than 18.
And it affects everything. It all takes for all of us is to register and save the date and vote. And then, well, the way you can help us out is that you can become an activist. You can either volunteer, you can spread the word, and of course, voting is the biggest thing. How to volunteer. So what we're doing right now into election day, we're gonna be calling folks about registering to vote, about like if what are their plans to vote, like if they're gonna do in-person voting, if they're gonna do vote early, or if they have questions about mailing in their ballots. Right now in Nevada, everyone that is registered to vote and then has an outdated address will be receiving the mail-in ballot. So a lot of people, since all this stuff it's really new, a lot of folks are like, they have a lot of questions, and we want to make sure that they get the questions answered so they can turn out and vote either by mail or in person. So that's how we're going to be doing a lot of calling, a lot of social media. We are in Twitter, Instagram, like you name it, like even TikTok. Even if you want to volunteer making TikToks, that would be great. And we also have a texting program that you can do. And all this stuff, it's going to be virtually, so nothing in person. So it will be really good if you guys can help us out. If anybody's interested, even if you're not 18, we do have high school students that are, freshmen, and they're like 16, 14, and they're still helping us out because they care about this election as much as we do. And then homework.
All right, so like Laura mentioned, we do have volunteers that aren't 18. We have a lot of young volunteers that want to get involved in the political scene at a young age and really just want to help out in any way possible in order to see the change that they want to see, create the change that they want to see. So yeah, the first thing, obviously, like we mentioned earlier, just registering to vote if you're old enough. Again, 18 before the November election. We do have a pledge to vote to get important dates and reminders. So psychologically, there's a study that said when people pledge to do something, they're more likely to go ahead and do it. So if you're old enough, go ahead and pledge to vote. Yeah, that link should be dropped in the chat soon. But we also volunteer opportunities, like Laura just mentioned on the last slide. Yeah, we really value younger generations to go out and help get out young voters in this election. Even if you aren't old enough to vote, it can feel kind of helpless, like, because I was 16 in the 2016 election myself, so I know what it can feel like to be like, oh, I can't vote, so it feels like you can't do anything, but that's not true, because we really have these volunteer opportunities that you guys can get engaged in. And yeah, if you have any additional questions on how to volunteer, you can email Laura. Email below. Yeah, does anyone have any questions about that? I know that was kind of quick. All right, so I saw a question pop up. Okay, so Rain asks, would you like things like graphic designs to make posters to post online to support? That's a really cool way to volunteer. So yes, we do take volunteer opportunities like that as well. Like really, that seems really creative as well, just as long as it's really just focusing on getting out the vote and educating voters. And I really like that idea too. We haven't had that so far, but we are always open to new volunteer opportunities. And yeah, so yes, if you are 17 years old, you will be able to pre-register to vote. However, you won't be able to vote in this November election unless you turn 18 by November. Yeah, so Laura just dropped her email in the chat and her phone number. If you would like to volunteer, you can go ahead and let her know about that.
Yes, we do have another.
Sorry, Laura, I know I've been talking the whole time. If you want to answer some questions.
Yes. So it says if we have a website to find out more. I just dropped it off in the link. You can see all the stuff that we have on the website. And then let me see. And then I'm going to drop the pledge to vote and register to vote again. And then I did drop in the comments my email, my work phone. So if you guys want to like volunteer before you sign up or anything like that, you can just text me or email me. I'll be working every day. So any questions you guys have, just feel free to message me.
And yeah, so I do see someone asked if you can protest. We do have online virtual protests events that come up later on in the semester. At least we've had them in the past. And yeah, you can never be too young to protest. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening and just being politically engaged, because I really love this generation. Like, we all seem to be very passionate and very involved. So yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we hope that you'd like to volunteer with us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura and Angie. Your presentation was great, and I definitely agree that us young leaders should get out and do something. So the next person next organization we're going to be hearing from is justserve.org. So if you are here, you can go ahead and take the floor now.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the opportunity to be here today. JustServe.org is a website that allows organizations to publicize their need for volunteers, and it also allows those who want to volunteer to go to a central point where they can find what opportunities are out there. And there's no cost involved for either side. I'm going to try to present now, and we'll see if this is going to work. If not.
And then Larry, this is Jamie from Shadow Ridge. If it doesn't work, let me know. I have it ready and I can share.
Would you go ahead and do it?
Sure will. Hold on.
Thank you. What you'll see coming up is the website, justserve.org. And it has built into it a short video, and we're going to watch that video if we're able to do that.
Opportunities for service are everywhere. You just need to know where to look. We now have a free community resource. It's called Just Serve. This is how Just Serve works. Faith, nonprofit, and community organizations submit their needs on justserve.org, including how long the service will take, when and where it will happen, what skills are needed, and what ages it may be appropriate for. Then you match your situation to their needs. Do you want to serve in the community, but you only have an hour and a half on Thursday? Go to justserve.org and the site will show you projects that match your availability. Want to find ways for your family to serve together? Looking for a simple way to recommend service projects, reach out to volunteers, or build friendships and unity in the community? Go to justserve.org. Getting involved helps people in need and provides opportunities for you to serve side by side with others in the community. So let's start with our communities and just serve.
Thank you very much. Hopefully everyone can still see the website there. I want to just point out a few things. If you go along the top, it says sign in/register over towards the right. If you sign in or register, it allows you to create a profile so that you will be notified when projects that you might have a special interest in become available. Also, if you go on down into those little blue boxes, there are projects because of Hurricane Sally. There are items that are projects that are available. There's specific projects available because of COVID. There are lists of opportunities from home that you can research. And if you keep going down, right in the center, it says give volunteer service where you live today. And then it has a zip code and the word search. Jamie, would you click on that word search? And it should come up with a list of projects that are close, and you can determine how far away you want to be within 5 miles or 10 miles or 20 miles. And you can adjust that based on your zip code. It also says more search options. So you can click on that button and then you can say, I want to look for projects that are available for all ages, or for group projects, or projects that are indoors. Or I'm mostly interested in projects that have to do with animals, or with community and youth, or homeless, or education. You can filter that search based on what your particular need is or desires at that point in time, and then try to find something that would interest you. The goal of justserve.org is to help publicize the great need for volunteers. These organizations that are presenting today need volunteers desperately to meet their missions. And every one of us in our community, you as youth and me as a senior citizen, we all need opportunities to serve, because it gives us the ability to get out into the community and have an impact. So justserve.org is a tool that you can use to try to find out what's available, what might interest you, and how you go about participating. Normally, the website will refer you to the actual website of the organization, because each organization has specific requirements or age limits and things like that. And then it will put you in touch with the organization itself, and then you can specifically sign up for given times or opportunities that have an interest for you. The question came up, does it offer virtual service opportunities? There are some in that front page where it talked about doing from home, some projects that you could do at home, or some of the projects that might be related to COVID. Some of those might meet what you're looking for as far as a virtual service opportunity. There are many of the organizations that you've heard today that are not allowing in-house volunteering, but they have options available. We try to keep those listed as well. But there are some right now that actually need physical volunteers out in their locations. And based on what your desires are and your ability to participate from a health standpoint or a health prevention standpoint, you may be able to meet some of those. Please go to justserve.org. Use it as a tool to help you find opportunities for service for yourself and for your groups, for your families, for your neighbors, anyone who's looking for a great blessing of excitement and fulfillment in their life. They can find it through justserve.org. Thank you. The question said, there's also an app, and that is correct. There is an app available for Just Serve, so you can download the app and have the same access to the same information. Any other questions? Thank you very much. Again, I appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you for your time today, Larry. We all appreciate it. So we do have a couple minutes. I'm not sure if, okay. So the very last organization we're going to be hearing from today is Catholic Charities of Southern Nevada. So if you would like, you can go ahead and get started a little bit early.
Great, thank you so much. My name is Taylor. I am the Communications and Volunteer Coordinator for Catholic Charities of Southern Nevada, and I'm excited to tell you about our mission and our many programs and how you can help. So I'm going to open up my presentation now.
And Taylor, while you're doing that, if you want to make sure to pin me so you can see the timer.
Got it. Thank you. Okay, so everybody, can you guys see that presentation? Okay, perfect. Okay, thanks. So Catholic Charities of Southern Nevada has been around since 1941. So we're celebrating our 80th anniversary next year, and our core missions are to provide food, shelter, and comprehensive services to anyone in need here in Southern Nevada. So I'm kind of going to break it down by some of our main programs. So one of the first ones is our food services programs. So our food services include Meals on Wheels. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Meals on Wheels before, but Meals on Wheels provides meals to homebound seniors. So it's meals delivered directly to their home. We're the only provider of Meals on Wheels in Las Vegas and North Las Vegas. And we provide that service to 2,400 homebound seniors in the area, with actually hundreds more on the waiting list, which is really sad. So we're always trying to find support and find ways to get people off the waiting list. We also serve a daily free community meal. It's in the area, it's the first and usually the largest community meal that's served primarily to people who are homeless, but anybody is able to come and get a meal if they need. And they're really good meals. They're prepared by a chef and a full kitchen staff, and they're like legitimately good meals. And we also have our Hands of Hope community food pantry that provides free groceries to people in need. So they will come once a month, and they usually leave with about 100 pounds of food. Moving on to our homeless and housing services. So we have the largest shelter in the city that provides shelter for adult homeless men. So we provide beds for up to 400 men. And with things happening with COVID, we now provide a clean mask to everyone who stays in the shelter. We've spaced out the beds. We've put like Lexan glass where people's like heads would be, just so we provide that service as safely as possible to as many people as possible. We also, and yes, it is only men. I will say, sorry, I just saw someone ask a question, but it's only men. And across the street is the Shade Tree, and that's the women and children's shelter, and they're right across the street from us. We also have apartments on our campus that are low cost apartments for adults as well, and they're single occupancy apartments. So people pay $450 a month and they're able to get a fully furnished apartment, and that includes utilities and everything. So that helps a lot of people as well. With our next service that we provide is our immigration and migration services. So we are the refugee resettlement agency for the state of Nevada. Sometimes people get confused about what refugees are. Refugees are not immigrants. They don't come to our country by choice. They leave their home because they're persecuted either for their religion or what they believe, who they are, for whatever reason. So we resettle refugees as well as oversee all the refugee resettlement agencies in the state of Nevada. Part of what we do when we help refugees come here is we get them set up with an apartment, we help them find a job, we also help them with English language classes. So it's another program we have is an English language program. So we're able to teach refugees and anybody who wants to learn English and basically help them get started with their life here. We also have immigration services. So we are able to provide low cost like legal representation for people hoping to become citizens. So this would be the case for like asylum seekers or people who have come to the United States maybe a different way, who it's like kind of different than coming as a refugee. So I want to talk about some of our remote volunteer opportunities. So we have three main ones that we're focusing on right now. Number one would be to make cards for our Meals on Wheels seniors. So because of COVID, we used to have drivers who would go in and check on the senior and visit with them when they deliver their meals, but now their meals are delivered on their doorstep. They still call them and check in on them, but we are trying to find ways to help those seniors not feel so isolated, because there's a large number of them that are living in isolation. So making cards for seniors is a great way, and they're just general like greeting cards, and we have more information about that, and I'll show you that in the next slide. We also need people to build hygiene kits for men staying in the emergency shelter. So obviously with COVID, hygiene is more important than ever. So that is really important for men staying in the shelter as well. So that every night men are provided with those hygiene items. And then we also need cloth face masks for clients accessing our services. So that's just as what is happening in the world right now. We provide masks, so that would be to refugees, to the homeless, to anybody in need. And then with the steps to become a volunteer, so you would just need to go to catholiccharities.com, and then we just ask that you submit an application, and then on that website you can also view details about all of our different service opportunities. And then we have a Google form that you can record your own service hours at home, and then take the time to, like whatever time it took you to complete these service hours, you submit your own hours, and then we record your hours, and then you have a volunteer profile, and you're able to like print all of your service hours up and use it for whatever you need. And then with the service opportunities we have right now, you would need to either have them like mailed or delivered to Catholic Charities. So just in conclusion, if you want to just keep up with Catholic Charities, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can also visit our website, catholiccharities.com. Okay, so I'll kind of just jump into some questions here. I see there's been a lot of questions, and I've kind of seen what everyone's talking about. I can see there's some questions about like the men's shelter and things. Yeah, it is basically a safety thing and like a comfort thing. So it's just one massive room that all the men sleep in at one time. It's actually like a couple rooms. And then women and children have like separate accommodations at a different nonprofit across the street. Okay, so that was kind of to answer that. Is this a religious program? Actually, it's kind of confusing because Catholic is in our name, but we are not technically religious, and we don't like check religious ID cards. You don't have to be religious to work there. We don't teach anybody, like we don't make anybody learn anything about religion to come to us. So we're pretty neutral about that, even though that is in our name. We do, how old do you have to be? Right now with our virtual volunteer opportunities, you can be any age. Usually we say 12 is what we used to do, but at this point, anybody can volunteer at any age. And yes, the Shade Tree is a different organization. So that helps with like homeless women, women who've been abused and things like that. And a lot of those clients as well come to our meal and stuff. So you can be staying at the Shade Shelter and then you come across the street and like get services from us as well. With the NASC, that information is on our website. It's just our main, we only have one address that you can ship them to. You don't have to put in an application to do any of these opportunities at this point. It's more like if you want to have a record of your service that you can use later, then you can put in an application. Yep, and so yeah, middle schoolers could definitely volunteer virtually even if they're 11 to 12. And then with cards, those are not online, they're only physical cards that can be mailed or dropped off. Hygiene items can be mailed and they can be dropped off. All these opportunities for all ages, so you can be 12, 14, any age. The cards for the information about the cards, we even have like some sample phrases if you're kind of like, I'm not sure what phrase to say. There's phrases as well with a lot of other details about that service as well. And yep, you can mail them or drop off anything. And all that information is on our website. So there, it breaks it down by each service opportunity with like an additional PDF, and that has like the address and stuff. So, okay, I'm out of time now, but I'm gonna drop my email address and then you feel free to email me if you have any other questions. And then you can also visit our website and yeah, hope that gives you a better idea what we do, and we hope some people will get involved. Thank you so much.
Taylor, can you stop sharing your screen too?
Oh, sorry about that. There you go.
Kyla, before you wrap it up, I just want to say, this is Mrs. Ginger, I'm the NASC Executive Director, and I just want to say I'm so impressed with the students who are here and how you ask such great questions. And I love that you're putting love in the chat for all of the presenters. And this was a gamble and it paid off because I just think you really did a wonderful job. And I will also say you can stop probably taping now, Miss Ackerman, I think, so that if